I think one of the amazing things that have happened to me recently is the fact that I feel at peace with life and face and every other thing that has been going on. Hi guys, my name is Mimi. This is a dash of colors and welcome back to today's episode. I know it's been such a long time and I'm happy to finally be able to say something after so many weeks. I wanted to share this week quickly because I have been in a very, I had no motivation at all and I had nothing to talk about. Special shout out to Dilly. He's the reason why I'm making this podcast because he's been talking to me about it for a while and yeah, finally picked up my vibe and decided to record today. So quickly, let's talk about money as a tool for life fulfillment. Like growing up, I came from a very poor, in quotes, Nigerian definition of poor family. I didn't have a lot of privileges. I had food. I had enough food. I went to school. I was very happy and content with my life, right? I didn't feel at any point that like I was missing out on something. But then growing up to see that everybody is constantly on a rat race and it seems like everybody is just after making so much money that we are gradually losing what's important. I mean, our value system is practically on a decline, and yet people have exalted making money and having money as the most important thing that an individual should possess. And this is not just a gender thing, it seems like it's a general thing these days. I read a tweet sometime that condemned the fact that women who do not earn as much as the men that they are with are not considered valuable enough. Like every other thing that you bring to the table as a woman is not enough if you do not earn the same amount of money as your spouse or your partner. And then I actually listened and I quoted that tweet and I said, it's very funny because value has gradually differentiated from being how much of a person that you are to how much of a thing you can afford. And as a result, we've had people constantly deviate from being good people. Like we rarely have good people these days. Like what we have are people who are so selfish, people who are greedy, people who will scam you of your money and not flinch, people who are constantly trying to ruin your life for personal interest or personal advantages. So like I know that money is good, but I feel like every single time that we put money above the most important thing in our lives, like family, love, respect, all that awesome values, we tend to lose ourselves the more. I know that people think, and I have heard people say, it is better to cry in a Bugatti than cry in a bus. And yes, that might sound reasonable, but there is really nothing worth being unhappy over, right? I don't think it's reasonable for you to say you'd rather be unhappy and have all the money in the world. I mean, you could have all the money in the world and then that wouldn't even do anything for you. You end up having a lot of mental illnesses. You'll have to buy pills to sleep. You'll have to like you struggle mentally for a lot of things because yes, you have money, but now you have to deal with anxiety that comes with losing that money and so many other crazy things. So, in as much as money is important, in as much as money is like a thing for most Nigerians in particular, I still feel like we have to understand that there are other values that are more important. I watched the video a while ago, and then it's part of the reason why I made this podcast because I have actually replied my friend who posted that because I really did not subscribe to if your personality has a lot to do with if you're going to be poor or rich. And then he was trying to say that those who are introverted are going to end up being poor for life and all of that. And then I asked him what poverty meant to him. right? And I know that we have misconstructed the meaning of poverty so many times, because people are no longer comfortable with being comfortable. People want to have more than they actually need. And that's like the opposite for me. I just want to get married to the love of my life, have a beautiful family, have fun, live within my means and be great, right? That's like my biggest life visions for marriage. I am not I'm not obsessing about owning the world. I'm not obsessing about having whatever thing. I just want to be happy, and I want to share that happiness with the people that I value and people that I love so much. So like, money is really not as important or as relevant as we've made it seem. It seems like my generation has fueled this concept that if you do not have enough money to throw around, you are not important. And personally, I feel like that has ruined a lot of things about our culture, because we have young boys who are out there trying to do all manner of stuff just to make money, just to be given some form of accolades in the society. And these are people who do not have any form of integrity at all, but the society has constantly rewarded them because somehow they showed up with money. So money is gradually taking away our value system, that we're constantly obsessing about how much money that we need to make, that we don't pay attention to things that matter anymore. And this is also very evident in schools, because I manage one and I have had kids who struggle a lot in school. And these kids who struggle in school are usually kids whose parents do not have the time to help them at home. They don't have the time to ensure that they do their homeworks and whatever, because their parents are probably too busy trying to make money, trying to be well to do, and their kids are actually suffering. So like, there are other values that are very important, way more important than we actually think, and I'm going to list those values to you one after the other. And number one of this is time. I feel like a lot of us do not understand how much time is something that money can buy. And this is probably the reason why we throw it out there. We are constantly doing things that do not bring in any form of value to our lives. Like, most of us, all we do is work because we want to make money. And we do not have the time to take care of ourselves, have some personal me time. We don't read anymore. We don't journal anymore. We don't pay attention to ourselves anymore, because we've come to a point where we believe that money is all that we need to be happy. Another thing that is more important than money is friendships. Trust me, the older you get, the lonelier it becomes. And you need to have friendships. You need to have good friends. And these are things that money can never afford. Money can bring people who might seem like they're actually interested in the things that you do, that are actually interested in your life, but in real sense, they are only attracted to the wealth and abundance that surrounds your life. And once that privilege is taken away, they will leave. So build your friendships. Take your friends seriously. Do not put your friends below before money. Yes, before money. Do not put money before your friends. That's the proper thing to say, right? Understand that friendships are important. You need people that you can call to reach out to if you need any form of help in future. And this help doesn't even have to be monetary. Sometimes it's word of encouragement. Sometimes it's prayer. So these things are things that are very much more valuable than money. Another thing that is more valuable than money is your physical well-being. I know that a lot of us think all we need to do is to have money and make millions and work as hard as we need to. Guys, a time will come when your body may not be able to handle all of that drama. So you really need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You need to make sure that you're looking out for yourself, that you're loving yourself, that you're eating right, that you're exercising. I'm saying this to myself too, because I have very crazy, abnormal eating habits. So I'm saying this to myself because it's really important that it sinks in. Okay, so this is basically it. And then another thing that I think money that is more valuable than money is wisdom. We have a lot of rich people that are unwise, people who cannot offer you advice, people who cannot offer you words of wisdom, but they have money, quite right. They can spend all they can, but they cannot even encourage you when you're at your lowest. So please invest in wisdom. Take care of your time, take care of your wealth, take care of your health, take care of every single thing that is more important, like friendship. And I'm sure that if you have all of that, you would feel a sense of content at the end of the day. But chasing money is a rat race, and it never stops, except of course you die. So thank you so much for listening. I just needed to share this because I want people to understand that money is great, but it's really not as important as, and it doesn't wield as much power as we've already given to it. So take back your power. Look out for yourself. Take care of yourself. Do the most you can do. But always remember that money is not the end purpose of your life. There's always something more fulfilling that the universe had created you for. So you need to find that, fill in that gap, and operate in that realm. So thank you so much for listening. Do not forget to subscribe to the Telegram community. I'm going to post a link in the description of this episode. So all you have to do is just to click on it and join. And do not forget to subscribe to the podcast once you're done listening to this. Guys, I need the subscription. Then turn on the notification bell so that you will be the first person to know whenever I upload a new episode. So thank you so much for listening again. My name is Mimi, and this is A Dash of Colors.